Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This one is captaincy model for game week 14. We'll have a quick look at how it got on in game week 13 and then look at the numbers for game week 14. So as you can see on screen, the top 5 did very well besides Mbomo, which is frustrating if you went for him because the top 3 were all really close. There was only 0.14 expected points to split them, so all of them were definitely viable captains. It's Salah as well. All of the top 4 were viable captains and 3 of them performed, 1 of them really didn't. So yeah, not an easy one. The 3 Spurs boys were letdowns, as they quite often are really. Spurs are such a weird team whereby they don't do that well in the fixtures they should do well in, like the Ipswich game, the Crystal Palace game, this Fulham game. But then against City, they'll just turn up for some reason. It's a very weird one. Haaland, that's the lowest Haaland has been, to be honest, at 10th. And I mean, it's largely down to the fixture. Liverpool away is about as hard as it gets. But City's form just isn't it. They weren't good against Liverpool at all. They really weren't. Haaland didn't really have a sniff, to be honest. Odegaard is fully back from injury now. That has helped Saka ridiculous amounts. It's just helped Arsenal in general. Arsenal looks so much better with Odegaard in the team, and Odegaard will always tick along with returns. He'll never, well, he won't really pick up these 18-point hauls like Saka will, but he'll tick along, and that's why he's cheaper. Yeah, then we've got those 3 Spurs. But Solanke with 0. So there's nothing we could have known about that, really. He was out of the squad due to illness, according to reports. So we couldn't have known that. We had the minutes at 88. If he starts, he usually gets around 90. So yeah, nothing we could do about that. Bruno Fernandes, we did get the X minutes wrong on, though. He came off pretty early, I believe. So he could have had even more. He got 2 assists, obviously, and a clean sheet point. I don't think he came off early enough to lose that clean sheet point. So another great one from Bruno Fernandes. It was a good fixture, a home fixture. So yeah, Salah with an assist and a penalty, just racking up 13 points. At one point it was 14, but he lost a bonus point towards the end. Saka just absolutely, that first half of the Arsenal and West Ham game was just outrageous to watch, and Saka just cleaned up in points. Mbomo, a lot of people are worried about Mbomo, but I don't really see it that much. I mentioned it in my transfer plans video, but he hasn't really taken many shots, or any, I think, in the last 3-4 weeks, but his average positioning is still high. Like, people were saying, oh, he's playing as a right wing back. He wasn't playing as a right wing back. He was the highest Brentford player. I think the fixtures do turn a little bit for Brentford, so yeah, maybe this is a point to sell him, and yeah, I'm looking at him myself as well, but I'm not that worried if I do have to end up keeping him. So the fixtures don't turn that bad that quick. Like, they've got Villa in this midweek, so I don't really hate that as a fixture that much. And then Cole Palmer obviously got the assist for Enzo Fernandez goal, and then pulled off an absolute worldie, as he quite often does, to get his goal in the second half. So yeah, I mean, only half of the players actually returned on this list, but the ones that did returned quite nicely. So let's have a look at the game week 14 numbers now. Okay, right, so Palmer is top. He plays Southampton away, which is obviously an unbelievable fixture, albeit Brighton could only put 1 goal past them the other day on Friday night, but they didn't look good at the back, Southampton. They keep trying to do this weird playing out from the back thing, and it hurts them every single game. Brighton could have scored a couple from genuine just on-the-ball mistakes from Southampton, so Palmer and Jackson especially could be in for a nice time. That Jackson's actually at 8 on this list. I've got him at 79 minutes. He does sometimes come off early, so sometimes he does play kind of the 88, 90 minutes, but sometimes he also comes off a bit early. I think he came off around the 70-minute mark against Aston Villa at the weekend. So I don't think I can go much higher with these minutes, especially as there's a small chance he came off early, so it's very likely he does start, but there's a small chance that he's benched as well. But yeah, both Chelsea boys look good. I mean, the gap between Palmer and Haaland in second is actually quite a lot larger than we've had in recent weeks. And I don't think many people are going to be captain Haaland at this point anyway. Nottingham Forest are a good defence, but Nottingham Forest at home for City should, well, historically be quite a nice fixture. But the way that City are playing at the moment, I don't think many people are going to be captaining him. Then you've got Saka with Man United at home. Again, he's a little bit further behind. He's 0.8-ish expected points away from Palmer in first. So Palmer probably is the one this week, but Saka's also up there. Yeah, Man United at home. Man United defence, I mean, they kept a clean sheet against Everton, but I wouldn't necessarily say that speaks volumes of Man United's defence. It probably speaks more about how bad Everton are going forward. But yeah, I mean, the Arsenal attack is just so good right now that no matter the opponent, Saka's going to be great. Same as Salah, to be honest. The Liverpool attack is so good that it can blow away any team, and I don't expect Newcastle away to be... In all fairness, Newcastle away is a tough place. At home, Newcastle are pretty good, but Liverpool, I'm sure, will have too much for them, and Salah is very close to Saka in third there. Again, these top four, I don't think I can do too much with their expected minutes, really. Palmer does sometimes come off a little bit early if the game's done. Haaland tends to play 90, so 88 is fine. Salah's the same. Salah came off with a few minutes to go, I think. And Saka can be quite good for an 80, 82 minute sub quite often, so I think those minutes are fine. Son's tricky with minutes because he does seem to be fully fit now, but I still do think that if games were won early on, then Ange would like to give him some minutes off, especially when there's midweek games. He wants him fit, so he doesn't want any injuries to reoccur, obviously. Bournemouth away isn't a bad fixture. Bournemouth do typically concede quite a bit. They also score quite a lot, but that doesn't really matter for Son. I'm not sure anybody's trusting Spurs assets right now either, really, but he is in fifth. Then Eze comes back into the list. Now, this is a really nice fixture, Ipswich away. He should get good minutes now as well, and that fixture is unbelievable. The problem with getting Eze, so not talking captaincy wise, but if you are looking at someone to buy, Eze's great. He's only 6.9 million-ish now, but the fixtures after Ipswich aren't really the best, annoyingly, so getting him in is tricky with that. Watkins has Brentford at home. This is a really good fixture. Brentford, when they're playing away from home, are pretty terrible. The difference is ridiculous. When they're at home, I think they could be something like second in the table or something ridiculous. And then away from home, they're second from bottom. It's weird. But, so yeah, away from home, when Brentford are playing away from home, the other team has a very, very good chance of scoring goals. So Watkins is a very good one here. We've mentioned Jackson already. Gvardiol is in this list. I'm not sure if 79 minutes are correct, to be honest. I mean, I talked about it before where I haven't had Gvardiol above 80 minutes or hit 80 minutes yet. And he's just been playing 90 after 90 after 90. But I knew that a benching was coming at some point, which is why I can't put Gvardiol's minutes at 85 or something like that, and that benching did happen against Liverpool, so Gvardiol's minutes will not be going much higher than that, but even with 79 he still appears on this list, so I'm not sure anybody's actually captaining him, but if you do have him, he probably comes back in and plays this game, so well worth starting for sure. And then Jared Bowen has Leicester away. West Ham have a really good run of fixtures now, so if you don't have any of their players, have a look at Bowen, have a look at Kudus. Bowen will be ahead on this list most of the time just because he's on penalties. So he is quite a good option to get in at the moment, as well as Kudus, like I say. But that is the numbers for this week. If you think I've got any of the expected minutes wrong, or you think there's somebody else that I've missed and I can tell you where they are on the list, then drop a comment. Let me know what you think of the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps. Really close to 1,000 subscribers now, which would be really cool to get to by Christmas. But yeah, thank you as always for watching the videos, and I'll see you in the next one.